Hello, I'm Bella, and I'll be narrating the Slovak Robin Hood, his shocking secret revealed. Juraj Jánošík, first name also Juro or Jurko, Hungarian. Jánosik György, baptized 25 January 1688, died 17 March 1713, was a Slovak highwayman. Janosik has been the main character of many Slovak novels, poems, and films. According to the legend, he robbed nobles and gave the loot to the poor, a deed often attributed to the famous Robin Hood. The legend is known in neighboring Poland under the name Jerzy Janosik, also Janosik, Janiczek, or Janosik, and the Czech Republic as well as Slovakia. The actual robber had little to do with the modern legend, whose content partly reflects the ubiquitous folk myths of a hero taking from the rich and giving to the poor. However, the legend was also shaped in important ways by the activists and writers in the 19th century, when Janosik became the key highwayman character in stories that spread in the north counties of the Kingdom of Hungary, much in present-day Slovakia, and among the local Gorals inhabitants of the Podhale region north of the Tatras. The image of Janosik as a symbol of resistance to oppression was reinforced when poems about him became part of the Slovak and Czech middle and high school literature curriculum, and then again with the numerous films that propagated his modern legend in the 20th century. During the anti-Nazi Slovak National Uprising, one of the partisan groups bore his name. Let's delve into the life of this legendary figure. Beginning with his biography, Janosik was born on 25 January 1688 and baptized shortly after. His parents were Martin Janosik and Anna Čishníková from Turčová, Tyerhova, in the Habsburg monarchy's Kingdom of Hungary area, present-day Žilina district in northwestern Slovakia. His godparents were Jakub Mrjed and Barbara Krištofiková. He grew up in the village of Turčová. He fought alongside the Kuruk insurgents when he was 15. After the lost Battle of Trenčín, Janosik was recruited by the Habsburg army. In autumn 1710, as a young prison guard in Bytcha Najabiks, he helped the imprisoned escape. They formed a highwayman group and Janosik became its leader at the age of 23, after Uhorčík left to settle in Klenovik, Klenok. The group was active mostly in northwestern Kingdom of Hungary, today's Slovakia, around the Va River between Vajak, Vazsek, and Vichadna. But the territory of their activity extended also to other parts of today's Slovakia, as well as to Poland and Moravia. Most of their victims were rich merchants. Under Janosik's leadership, the group was exceptionally chivalrous. They did not kill any of the robbed victims and even helped an accidentally injured priest. They are also said to have shared their loot with the poor, and this part of the legend may be based on the facts too. Janosik was captured in autumn 1712 and detained at the mansion of Hrachovo, Rimaraho, but was released soon afterwards. He was captured again in spring of 1713 in the Uhorčík's residence in Klenovik. Uhorčík lived there under the false name Martin M. Ravik at that time. According to a widespread legend, he was caught in a pub run by Tomáš Uhorčík after slipping on spilled peas thrown in his way by a treacherous old lady. Janosik was imprisoned and tried in Liptovský Svätý Mikuláš, Lipta St. Miklos. His trial took place on 16 and 17 March 1713, when he was sentenced to death. The date of his execution was not recorded, but it was customary to carry it out as soon as the trial was over. The manner of his execution, not in public awareness until the early 19th century, became part of his modern legend. A hook was pierced through his left side, and he was left dangling on the gallows to die. The brutal way of execution was reserved for leaders of robber bands. However, sources diverge about how he was executed, and it is also possible that Janosik was hanged. A legend says that he refused the coup de grace offered in exchange for naming his associates with the words, "If you have baked me so you should also eat me," and jumped on the hook. Legend tells of a Slovak Robin Hood, and his shocking secret is about to be revealed Vrabel and Hunčiak, also known as Hunkaga. So-called Turiak, from Stashkov Jakub Klyaskov from Oshchadnica, Andrash from Dila nad Kaisuku Andrej Kindis, from Dile Pole, Plavchik, from Dunajov Pavel Bernatik, from Nova Bystrika Kovalsky, and Baggage from Rakova Kovalychik. Holubek and Valejczyk from Moravia Gavra, Satora and orJanicek from Poland. Legendary Slovak outlaw, Juraj Jánošík, has captivated audiences for centuries. And now we delve into his cinematic portrayals. 1921 Janosik, first Slovak feature film. Financed by Slovak-American Tatras Film Co. Director, Jaroslav Jerzy Janosik, Theodore Pištek. Based on this film, UNESCO registers Slovakia as the 10th national cinema in the world that began to produce feature films. 1935 Janosik Slovak and Czech film. Director, Martin Fritsch, Janosik, Paulo Bielik. 1954 Janosik, first Polish animation. Director, Władimir Hop and Halina Bielinska. 1963 Janosik I and II Slovak film. Director, Paulo Bielik, Janosik, Franciszek Kuchta. 1974 Janosik Polish film. Director, Jerzy Passendorfer, Janosik, Marek Perepecko. 1974 Janosik Polish 13-episode TV series. Director, Jerzy Passendorfer, Janosik, Marek Perepecko. 1976 Highwayman Jurko / Zbojnik Jurko Slovak animated film. Director, Viktor Kubel. 1991 Highwayman Jurasik / Zbojnik Jurasik Slovak 28-episode animated TV series. Director, Jaroslav Baran. 2009 Janosik, a true story / Janosik. Pravdivá historia / Janosik. Prawdziwa historia, Slovak-Polish-Czech co-production. Director, Agnieszka Holland and Katarzyna Adamik, Janosik, Vaclav Jureček. The legend of the Slovak Robin Hood, Janosik, hides a truly astonishing truth. 1785 Slovak, Anon. An excellent sermon by a certain preacher in the days of the chief highwayman Janosik. Stare Noini Liturgho Human, May 1785. 1809 Slovak Bohuslav Tablik, Janosik, the highwayman of Liptov County. Slovensk Dworsosi, Kolekta Revirskunt, Swazek Druhi. 1814 Slovak Pavel Joseph Shafarik, celebrating Slavic lads. Tatranská muza Slj Rau Slovenskau. 1829 Slovak lower nobleman in German Johann Sisaplovics. Robbers. Gemel Van Ungern. 1845 Slovak lower nobleman, Stefan Marko Daxner, Janosik's treasure. Oral Tatransky. 1846 Slovak John Bodo, Janosik's song. Halubika Zabavnik Levichskich Slovaku. 1846 Slovak Samo Chalupka, Janosik's contemplation. Oral Tatransky. 1862 John Bodo, The Death of Janosik, a romance. Lipa. A key poem in Slovak literature and culture. 1867 Slovak lower nobleman, Janosz Zaborski, Janosik's dinner. A play in 4 acts with an historical background. A supplement to the journal Sokol. 1875 Hungarian, Janosik and a snitch. Nietremgie Szemel. 1884 Polish August Wrzesniowski, A Story about Janosik. Pamisy Towarzystwa Tatazanskiego. 1884 Czech Owa Jurasik, about Janosik. Stare Povsti České. 1893 American in Slovak Dobry Slovak, Janosik, the lad of freedom. A legend of times gone by. 1894 American in Slovak Gustav Marshal Petrovsky, Janosik, captain of mountain lads, his tumultuous life and horrific death. A novel. A source of the screenplay for the 1921 Slovak film Janosik. 1900 American George J. Kradsa, Janosik. 1910 Czech Jiří Mahan, Janosik. A play, a source of the screenplay for the 1921 Slovak film Janosik. 1933 Slovak John Hrušovský, Janosik. Slovenská politika. Narrative newspaper strips published later as a novel. 1943 Slovak Maria Razusová Martiková, Janosik. A rhymed play in 5 acts. 1947 Polish Stanislaw Nedzykubenik, Janosik. A poem about the highwayman who wanted to make the world equal. 1955 Slovak Maria Razusová Martiková, Tales about Janosik. 1958 Polish Jalu Kurek, Janosik. 1964 German Keth Altwelstedt, Janosik and the Students. Die Bla Rose, Mädchen aus Polen. 1969 Polish Katarzyna Gärtner music and Ernest Brill lyrics painted on glass. A musical whose Bratislava production had the longest run in the history of Slovak theater. 1970 Slovak Stanislav Stepka, Janosik. A spoof and the Slovak play with the longest run. 1972 Polish Tadeusz Kwiatkowski, Janosik. A graphic novel. 1972 Serbian in Slovak Stefan Graf, Juraj Jánošík. Parallel publication in Serbia, Yugoslavia and Slovakia, Czechoslovakia. 1979 Slovak Lubomir Feldek, Janosik according to Vivaldi. A spoof play. 1980 Slovak Margita Figuli, a ballad of Juraj Jánošík. 1980 Slovak Ladislav Tajski, Janosik's Tear. 1985 American John H. Hausner, Janosik We Remember, and other poems. 1993 Ukrainian in Polish, Vesel Jerzy Cyrillic letter 456, Vełenowej Savi, Yaya Nosika, Pedal Jerzy S. Jerzy Kalanea Erodana Kazekaya. A picture book. 1994 Slovak Anton Merk, Janosik. 33 legends about the famous highwayman commander. 2018 American in English. Odysseus Ascendant. One of the stealthy rogue-class destroyers featured prominently is named the Janosik and captained by a native Slovak. 2020 Janosik, a free, retro-styled, action platformer Metroidvania video game. 2024 Janosik 2, a non-free sequel to the 2020 video game 2025, Persona 5. The Phantom X, a free mobile and PC video game. Janosik stands out as the main character's persona legend tells of a man who stole from the rich to give to the poor, but his true identity held a surprising and unsettling truth.